2025 Hall of Fame class. Man, I watched a couple speeches, man, about the players that I rocked with: Sterling Sharpe, Jared Allen, and my favorite Antonio Gates. Man, this was some dope stuff, man. Seeing them being inducted to the Hall of Fame. I'll briefly discuss my thoughts, on each inductee, starting with Sterling Sharpe. Well, you know what was going on with Shannon. Being fired from first take was gonna cause a black cloud over it, but they were still able to celebrate and have his mom and family members there, and it was just amazing to see uh the brotherhood that both of those individuals share. Man, I mean, I'm I know like Shannon to die for his brother, man, and just the sacrifices that both of them have put forward to be in this position and to be the first brothers inducted into the Hall of Fame. It's kind of surreal. It's not something that I would have saw coming. I thought it would have been like Eli and Peyton, and I definitely thought it might have already happened. So that's just an amazing accomplishment, man. And Sterling Sharpe is a profound speaker, and he had a lot of wisdom in his speech, and I enjoyed it, man. Seems like a great man and a great person to listen to for inspiration as well. Because I like how he kind of had the same sentiment as Kobe Bryant. Like, even if he didn't go to the Hall of Fame, it wouldn't have mattered because he achieved his dream of making it to the NFL, and everything else was icing on the cake. Winning a Super Bowl and getting a gold jacket finally, but he just wanted to make it to the NFL. And if you watch his interview on Club Shay Shay with his, Shannon, his brother, he talked about how he almost didn't make it to the NFL, and he wouldn't have made it to the NFL hadn't a specific person in their family died. I think it was their father, you know what I'm saying? Because he was a man's man teaching them about responsibility. So congratulations to Sterling Sharpe, man. An amazing wide receiver, and it was dope to hear him say that something he learned from Coach John Gruden was don't study defensive backs, study like the best wide receivers and do what they do, and that played into how he was able to have the accomplishments he made, and he did what he did in the NFL in such a short time. So that's profound in itself. Jared Allen, man, I remember watching him a lot when he played with the Vikings at defensive end. Kind of briefly remember him with the Chiefs, but I'm more so familiar with his game with the Vikings. And he also played for the Panthers and the Bears, if I'm not mistaken. But Jared Allen, man, he was very, very, very good with his speech. He was speaking about his faith and talking about how much his daughters, is why he became the man he became. And he was talking about how when he was in college, he studied PR marketing, and he tied that into his speech about like what's your why. And he also talked about like how he dropped out of college like twice or whatever. And I love his personality, man. He always was captivating, man, with his press conferences after games and things like that. And the most profound thing he said in his speech was basically that to his daughters, he wanted them to conquer the world and keep Christ first. And he also was saying that when he stand before God, if the first thing is brought up is him being in the Hall of Fame, then he wasted his life. So basically with Jared Allen, I just learned that you take certain tangibles and you apply them with everything you do. And football was just another learning experience for him to, I guess, be a better man for his family, including his children. But that didn't define his life, so I respect that. And lastly was Antonio Gates, man. I was a big fan of Antonio Gates, man. My favorite position in football is the tight end position, so I'm always focusing on tight ends. Uh, my favorite tight end is not going to get into the Hall of Fame. It was Algie Crumpler. I don't know why. I was just fascinated with his style of play with the Atlanta Falcons with Michael Vick. So that's what made me like pay attention to the position more. And when I would play Madden growing up, at first I didn't even understand football, but I started understanding football more because of Madden. The tight end was the only receiver I could always depend on to get open for some reason. And to this day, that's still who I get the most targets to. So, you playing with a team like the Chargers, man, you was gonna eat with Antonio Gates. And I never thought about him being in the Hall of Fame or nothing like that. So to see him, reach this status, I just hate he wasn't a first ballot Hall of Famer. But nevertheless, man, he got in the second time, and once you win, you win. And he's gonna be immortalized in San Diego. And they can't talk about the tight end position without bringing up, Antonio Gates, because he was a touchdown machine. And his highlight reel is very spectacular. In his speech, man, it was very heartfelt, and I enjoy just hearing him show so much love to everybody a part of the journey, from when he played basketball up until all the coaches and teammates and different coaches that looked out for me. He pointed out how one coach was giving him money and things like that. I don't even know if he should have said that, but hey, I guess statute of limitations is up since folks getting that NIL money now. But Gates is a very cool individual, man, and I always say, man, certain names that just show like you're gonna be a star, and with a name like that, he was marked for stardom, and it was just good to see the fans, show so much love to him wearing his jersey and all the different memorabilia. So, congratulations to the class of 2025 in the Hall of Fame. They call it football heaven, man. It was amazing to see everybody in the gold jackets, and I always enjoy listening to the speeches because, like Gates say, man, they have the best job in the world. They're playing a game that kids dream of, and daydream and fantasize about having certain moments and to make a living out of it and then impact respective organizations and have your number, remember forever in your jersey and a name on the back. That's just like hard to fathom. I can't even imagine that feeling. So congratulations, once again, man. And y'all made me enjoy the game of football even more. And shout out to the other people who got inducted, but I just want to talk about the people, I really like, I rocked with, man. If you made this far to the video, I want to say thank you for watching. Please hit that like button. Give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the God Level Genius YouTube channel. I am James Vergato, and as always, be God level. The genius is in you. God level genius.